Hey, I'm Dr. Ruth Roberts, your pet's ally. Hope you are well today. And there I am. So we are valiantly getting ourselves together to go to Mexico tomorrow. So got everything we own into 5 suitcases, backpack for Hio, backpack for Pep, and a backpack for MJ to carry our goodies on the plane rather. Anyway, so sorry for the but you know how it is. You get ready for a big trip and it's interesting. So, without further ado, let's welcome our new um, Crock Pet members. And I apologize. This seems to think that I need to give it all permission again. So, bear with me a moment. And okay, I'm not going to be able to do. It is showing it. Goody. Okay, so we. So anyway, so let's welcome our new members, Annabelle, Mimi, Donna, Berger, who's already got a question today, which is awesome, Jara, and Michael. So there's glad to have you all on board. We are just so delighted you're here, and hopefully we can help you help your pets. And there was a National Pet Fire Safety Day. So it's one of those deals. Unfortunately, out west, fires are a huge issue. And I think that people have to make contingency plans for fires, just like they do in the southeast for hurricanes. So if you don't have a plan to evacuate your pet and kind of have a go bag together for your pet, this is a great time to do it because I think the fires have really picked up in California. I think that we're supposed to get some rain through much of the West today, and that would be really awesome to help slow this down. But just remember your pet in your fire safety plans. So Deborah's asking if it's okay to add sorghum as a grain, and it is. So that's a grain that doesn't get used very often, and so it's one of those ones we forget about. But because it is not used very much, it's very non-reactive. So I think I would try that out. As always, if your pet has sensitivity issues with anything, what I would suggest doing is trying a small amount before you commit to an entire batch of it. And literally for smaller dogs, that might be a teaspoon per meal for 3 meals, and then wait 72 hours to make sure everything's good. If it is, you're golden. And you can go forward using it. But as always, again, rotate what you're using. Sorghum, quinoa, millet's another good non uh, non-GMO and also non-gluten, non-zyme protein, which is in corn, to use for food. And then Hannah has posted um, all of the recipes up here and for the dogs. And then Romana, good to hear from you. She's got this whole other set of recipes for cats. And remember, the keto recipes are going to be really the same for dogs and cats because you're going to use holistic total body support to make sure that they have all the nutrients they need. And I think this is kind of what we got. No, I did miss your post, Donna. I'm sorry. So she's new to the community, and again, welcome. Glad you're here. Um, and you've been feeding a mix of um, sensitive stomach dry food with homemade food and chemical. Excuse me, I'm reading that all sideways. Your greyhound has a sensitive stomach, and you've been feeding a mix of homemade food and kibble. And so, what I want you to do is to continue that very slow transition and get holistic total body support. So, if you are not familiar with that, it is a multivitamin that I created that has a huge glandular component to help support your pet's entire endocrine system. Um, and that's what we use to balance the diet. Along with that, you're going to want to make sure that you're adding, follow the directions in the diet recipe. So make sure that you are adding calcium citrate to balance the calcium phosphorus ratio. and the oil. So that should keep everything on par. Now, the other question she's got is how much to feed. And what I would say is, the crock-pot diet ranges from 200 and around 250 calories per cup of food. Now, how much food does Bo need? Here's a good starting place. You can see, okay, um, this is where we can get started with figuring out what our pets need. Um, Wasava has been really helpful in actually giving us tools to make this simple and easy. So you can see that there's a range. So 95 calories for inactive adults, and then 130 calories for more active adults. So if your pet is heavy, I would start with a lower range and get the weight off. I think what you'll find is that if your pup is heavy, the weight will come off very quickly, and you will soon have to kind of bump up the calories. And with such a large dog, the way that we often do that is to use sort of the crock pot recipe as a base and then add additional carbohydrates like rice, quinoa, sorghum, millet, all of those things, and or additional fat if your pet has not had issues with pancreatitis to add in calories. Because, we're up to let's say an 88-pound dog, a 40-kilogram dog. 1,340 calories is a lot of crock-pot food, and in fact, I think it's 1,900 calories per batch total when you're cooking with carbohydrates. So that's a great place to start. Another great rule of thumb is how much are you feeding your pet now? 2 cups, 3 cups, all of that stuff. Start with that amount and then see how it goes. And ah, and I in a technology glitch last week, I did a Facebook Live to my own personal account, which is sort of silly. But if you head over to this link, you can watch the video where I was talking with Anya Gore. We had a really fun conversation about how to connect more deeply with our pets. And Anya's got a free meditation that will help you kind of um, breathe through it, and breathe into connection with your pet. So check that out. And I think that's what I've got today. And Pam says she just got the Glacier Peak results. And yes, actually, Pam, if you post that into iPets Ally, we'll take a look at them together and see where we need to head. So for those of you that are CrockPet members but not iPets Ally members, that's where we do a deeper dive into individual pet health issues. So if you haven't taken a look at that, do. It's $30 a month, but essentially you get access to all of the digital products I have, VIP discounts, and most importantly, a weekly question and answer session where we go through what are the problems you're experiencing with your pets. Now, I also do just post it in the comments as an attachment, Pam or May or whoever you are today. So just make a post into that iPets Ally page. And also, once a month, I do a teaching on some subject that either I'm researching or that's really puzzling you. So check that out. If you are not familiar with iPets Ally, let's see, it may pop this link in there and you can go check it out. That's what I've got for you today. So next time I talk with you, I will be back in Mexico in Guanajuato, which is in the mountainous region in central Mexico. Until then, remember your pet's best health starts in the bowl. So many thanks. I'm Dr. Ruth Roberts, your pet's ally.